This tutorial will show you how to make an infographic about a town or a city of your choice. I made one about Brookings, Oregon, and I used a map to illustrate it. And then I chose two facts about Brookings, Oregon to include on my infographic. The population of the town and the area or square footage of the town. It was 4.15 square miles. I'm going to show you how to make this one that I did a little differently. I used a picture that I took in Mount Shasta, California, and I made this infographic about the town of Mount Shasta, California, where this mountain is, that's also called Mount Shasta. The population of Mount Shasta is 3,275, and the elevation of the town is 3,586. So I included those two facts. I thought it was interesting because the numbers were so similar. And the elevation is even higher than the population. So you can choose whatever city you'd like or town, and you can do research about what facts you want to include in your infographic. And you get to choose whether you want to use a nice picture from the town or you want to use a map of the town for your image. So let's get started with a new one. I'll make a new design, 1000 by 1000 pixels. First thing I'm going to do is create a rectangle that's the same size as my canvas. And I'm going to fill it with a nice green. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to make an ellipse, holding down Shift so it's a perfect circle. And to get that to the center, I'm going to go to Modify, Align Center, and Modify, Align Middle. Okay, now let's make a compound shape and subtract the circle from the rectangle by selecting both layers. I'll go to the compound shape tool in the top toolbar and subtract. Now let's import our picture. I'm going to go to this icon that looks like a landscape and place image. And it's this one. All right, that might be a good size. Let's send it to back. You can use this button, send element backward, or you can do that from the modify menu, modify, arrange, send backward. Okay, that looks pretty good. I just want to move it down a little bit so more of the mountain and the clouds show. Oops, I grabbed the wrong thing. So let's make sure we have the picture selected, and we can move it down with the arrow key. Just a little bit at a time until it's framed the way that we want it to be. Okay, that looks pretty good. Next, I'm going to make another rectangle at the top. And let's make that a lighter shade of green. That could be okay. I just want that for a background for my text. And I'm also going to make sure that that is centered. So I'm going to go to Modify, Align Center, and then I'm going to use my text tool and write some text in it. I want it to say Mount Shasta, California, but you can write the name of your own town that you chose. Now let's select the text and look at our text options. First, I want to change the font. I like this one called Overlock. And I went for a size that was more like 48. And a color of white. Alrighty, let's zoom in a little bit here so you can see what we're doing. I want this text to be kind of centered in that green box. Okay. That looks pretty good. And you can write welcome to up here if you want. Welcome to Mount Shasta, California. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's move this box down a little bit and move our text down a little bit. And then we'll take the text tool and write up here, welcome to, and I want to change it to the same font, overlock, and white color, just to be consistent. And I'd like it to be somewhat bigger, but maybe not the same size as my main text. 24, or actually I think I'm going to even go for 36. All right, move it up a tiny bit. I'm going to use my arrow keys to do that. Maybe a little bit left. Welcome to Mount Shasta, California. Okay, so let's put a couple of smaller circles down at the bottom that we can use to highlight our numbers. Now let's fill that using the eyedropper with a color from our image. Let's take some of that sky blue, move it up a little bit. Okay, and we can hold down Alt and drag an identical circle to the opposite side and align it. Now let's take our text tool and put those numbers in. You're going to have to look up the right numbers for your town or city on the internet. Wikipedia is very good for that. I may just look at my other design to see what it was. Oop, this one. 3275 population. So take the text tool and write that in. 3275 and select it and choose a color and a size for that and a font. We'll use the same font you used for the other. All right. Center it. And then we can hold down Alt and drag a copy of that text to the other side. And then just change the number. If you double click in the text, I think it was 3586. So we'll change the text. Okay, Now we need to just write population. Up here. Population. And let's change the color again. And make it larger. Population. If you want to change the text, just double click inside of the text. I forgot to put my colon at the end. I think I want that. I'm going to hold Alt and drag a copy of this text to the other side and align it. And then double click in the text to change it to elevation. Or you might do area or whatever facts you want. Okay, and that's just about all there is to it. Have fun with your infographic, and I'll see you next time.